Andy, you know, for your parents and mine, probably retirement meant a gold watch and then a guaranteed pension for the rest of their lives. For you and me and for our kids, it's probably going to mean something quite different. How is retirement evolving these days?
Well, I think, Neil, I would take it even further. I think our parents' retirement probably looks about as attractive as a 1970s leisure suit to today's kids. Retirement has changed in several ways. One, very obviously, people are living a lot longer. So that period of later life that used to maybe be 15 years is now can be 30, 35 years. And I think the second most important change is that work is a much more commonplace experience for folks in later life. And so the vision of retirement as a time to retreat and play a lot of golf and go off into a different world, it doesn't exist so much any longer. I think this is much more of a time that is going to be active, full of work, full of travel, much more engagement in philanthropic activities, and that's what we're hearing from our clients.
Whether people are looking at endless days on the golf course or they're looking at a semi-retirement like you're referring to, what is the real number one concern they have financially about retirement?
Well, I think interestingly, the number one thing we hear from clients is that today healthcare and healthcare costs are really the number one issue on the minds of even affluent individuals. And it's a surprise because 10 years ago, similar surveys really didn't even register healthcare on the agenda. Today, if you're a financial advisor or a client, I think you're realizing that a plan for your health is really the flip side of a plan for your wealth. These are inseparable topics.
You know, we're always told that when you are talking about retirement, you need to start having this conversation early in your career. Unfortunately, many of us don't start as early as we wish we had. What is it that people should do at any age now to make sure that they prepare for what will hopefully be a prosperous retirement?
Well, you hit the first thing, which is start early, save early. If you're just out of school, make sure that you're paying down your debts right away, because that's as important as saving. I think the second thing we talk about is to have a very sharp focus on human capital at the same time you're thinking about your investment capital, because given longer working lives and the fact that careers are going to be much more varied, there's a real premium on individuals making sure that their skill set is relevant, that they're on top of the trends in the economy. This is going to help give them the flexibility to be in and out of the workforce and to go where opportunity is over what could be not simply a 30 or 40-year career, but something that could be 60 years of work ahead of them if they're just leaving college right now.
So what does it mean to make sure that you have the right human capital?
Well, I think it means, number one, to be putting some money aside for yourself and your future training in much the way that you think about your kids. And so individuals should look at their future selves as almost another dependent. And so if you're putting money away in a 529 for your kids' education, think about money you could put away for training later in your career, to freshen up on skills, to make sure that, for example, where technology is going is not a foreign world to you, and that you understand some of those trends. So that's a big part of keeping yourself on top of your game from a human capital perspective.